It wasn't COVID. It wasn't socioeconomical circumstances. It wasn't family. It wasn't employees. It wasn't anybody else. It wasn't the government. It wasn't politics or society. It was me who made those choices. No one forced me to eat those fries. No one forced me to drink those beers. I did that. ZtoZ. Thanks for joining me. I've had a great day so far. I went hard today. I missed going to the gym yesterday. I had a lot of things to take care of business-wise and things of that nature, so I doubled today. I had like the ultimate leg day today. Unfortunately, Philip wasn't able to make it in. He had some other work that was more important to do, but I doubled up on the leg day. So this is going to be the ultimate day. Got my walk in, crushed that walk, right? 12:30. Made it happen. No excuses, no exceptions. You know what I'm on. You know what I'm on. And if you don't know, you're about to find out. And now, I'm taking Philip on a new trail because there's still work to be done. My day isn't over. There's still work to be done. I got another restaurant to check in. But that restaurant is close enough for a walk. So I said, Philip, we got a 5-mile walk in us. I got a 5-mile walk in me. I crushed my legs today. I did an incline walk for 30 minutes, 12 incline, 3 miles an hour. And I still got a 5-mile walk in me. This is the Kwame B that ZtoZ has created. And I don't feel anything from it. I feel fantastic. I only feel good. I don't feel the pain in my legs or soreness or anything. I choose not to feel it. I choose to feel forward. That's the only thing in my mind. Feeling forward, moving forward, keeping it happen, keeping it going, making it happen. So, yeah, easily, of course, I could have just drove over. Of course, it's like a 5-minute drive. It's like a 5-minute drive, but we got some time. They're closing up anyway. We just need to catch up on the end of the closing. There's no reason for me to get there faster. That's just more convenient. But it's not the best choice for me. The best choice for me is to go do this walk right now. Go do this walk. And it's been multi-beneficial. I'm going to go do the work I need to do. I'm using the time also to do something that's going to help me. This walk is healthy for me. It does good things for me. Whoo! Like, this is what it's all about. This is what I mean when I talk about it's a lifestyle change. This is a lifestyle journey for me. This is changing my lifestyle. That's what ZtoZ is. I'm crafted this. I'm built this into my lifestyle. And the me from several months ago, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, would have just driven over and said, hey, I can drive and save time and I can hang out until they're done or whatever. No, the me today knows I got to use every bit of time I have in my day wisely. And I got to maximize it to the full extent. I got time to walk now. Let me go do it, because now when I'm done with the walk, I've completed that. I've had a great workout today, and I can do more work after when I get home. So I'm fitting everything in that I need to. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Looks like they'll be joining us on the walk. Hope everybody's okay. People have got to be careful. Stop that texting and driving. Be more alert, be more aware of your surroundings, awareness of yourself, awareness of what's going on around you, your reaction time, what you're doing. We have so many distractions. There's so many things distracting us from the things that we need to be focused on. So many things that take us away from the pathway towards achieving our goals, from the work that we need to be doing, from the progress that we need to be making. Our focus is distracted. My focus was horribly distracting. That's something I still work on to maintain focus. There's so many distractions. There's so many things fighting for our time and for our attention. And a big part of this journey for me has been learning to focus and refocus and say, here's what I need to make happen. And here's how I can structure my day. Here's how I can structure my times to make sure it does. Because if you just leave yourself open, the day will design itself for you, and then you become subject to whatever it decides and what happens into it. But if you consciously make a choice and a decision to say, I'm going to do this with my day, I'm going to use my time like this, I'm going to structure it like that, here are my goals, here's the work that needs to be done to achieve it, here's the progress I need to be making, and I track it, then you become more focused. And then you understand how much time you actually waste and how much time has been wasted. I know I've wasted a bunch of time. Even as a business owner and who's grown a successful business and is continuing to do that, I know there's a bunch of times that I've wasted. Even in that, right? Just because you've seen some success doesn't mean you've been completely successful in all areas. Just because you have achieved some level of success does not mean you have been successful in all areas. That's why I gained 80 pounds. Seriously, because I was so caught up and distracted by one area of success, I failed completely in another. But now, I'm consciously focusing on it all and allocating different times to focus on different things so I can focus on the business, the growth and development of that, and I can also focus on myself and the growth and development of me. And then other things as they come up in life, other areas that are important, right? Family, friends, etc., right? Whatever. Love life could be all those things. All those things are things that you can choose to allocate focus to, but if you don't, then life decides it for you. So things will decide themselves for you, and then it probably will not work out the way you want it to. It probably will not work out the way you want it to. And the only person to blame for that is you. Accountability. It's like one of the ultimate superpowers. It's at the foundation of my change and of this entire lifestyle journey. ZtoZ is such a huge portion of it is about establishing accountability, extreme accountability, total accountability, full accountability, understanding that everything in my life, everything that I do or don't do is fully in my control, right? And as I said, I can't control what other people in my life do. I can always control my reaction. I can always control my response. That's accountability. Saying however I reacted or responded to something is me. For example, I used to react to stressful situations by eating food, dozens of donuts, milkshakes, ice cream, etc., right? Meals, just whole meals of things just because it made me feel good in the moment. But that was a horrible response and a horrible reaction. Now I recognize that and I understand that and I choose to react differently. I choose to process that information differently. I choose to have a better response, a healthier response, a more progressive reaction. And it's taken me to a much higher level. I'm operating on a much higher plane in life now. My mental fortitude has increased. My emotional security and emotional strength, I feel like has increased tenfold. And there's still progress to make. So I can only continue to get better from here. But it's also in that recognition of there's still yet more for me to achieve is why I will keep going and keep maintaining this lifestyle. I haven't reached anything yet. I haven't reached any peak. I'm not at the zenith. I'm just a lot better and further along than where I was before. And a lot of us could do better by evaluating ourselves on that, right? I'm a better man today than I was 4 months ago. I'm a better man today than I was 3 months ago when this journey first started. That's what's important. Not that I'm the best man that I could ever be. Who knows what that is or what that really looks like? Are we? All right, we're chilling. You know, I met a guy in the gym today. Well, not met, I was catching up with a guy that I've met recently through the gym. And we were talking about our stories about where we felt things really went wrong for us because we recognized we're both showing up and we're both doing the thing and we're both going at it and doing the best we can and really working towards our progress because we're unhappy with the states we arrived at in, and we were talking about our origin points to how we got to such a bad state, right? And for both of us, it was, from pre-COVID to now, before our journey started now, right, is where things balloon. For me, it was 80 pounds. For this guy, it was 100 pounds. Crazy, right? Crazy, because where did the focus go, right? Where was the focus? Where was the consciousness? My focus was not on me at that time, and that was a mistake. Oh, we'll get through the water. Let's see. Go ahead. How many tie my shoe here? So during COVID, to touch back on that time, my focus was not on me at all. And I thought I was doing the best thing. I thought I was like, righteous and zealous, and I'm taking care of everybody else. And it's fine, I'll come last and I'll be fine and it'll be fine because I've taken care of everybody else and that's the right thing to do. And that makes me a great person, and look what I'm doing. I'm making sure everybody else is good, everyone else eats, everyone else is taken care of, and I let myself go to the wayside. And sure, there was good intention in that, but it was a foul play. Why? Because what do they teach you when you go on an airplane? What do you have to do first? If in the event of a crash, trouble, something like that, something's going on, what do you need to do first? You have to make sure you're situated. You have to make sure you can breathe before you can help anyone else. You have to make sure you're okay and that you can be as functional as possible before you can help anyone else. If you can't breathe, you're going to die. And if you're dead, you're of no use to anybody. So it doesn't matter that you had great intentions. If you die, you're out the game, right? And that's an extreme example because it's not like I was immediately going to die, but the pathway I was going on was not to better functionality. It was ruining me physically. It was ruining me physically. That is a fact. It was ruining me physically. And I thought I had the best intentions. I was helping everyone else out. I was making sure everyone else was okay. Everyone else will eat, and I'll eat eventually. I'll be fine, and I'll eat these fries and drink these beers. Right? That was what I did. I don't know if I've talked about exactly how I operated during COVID when it first began, or when it first, when things started to shut down and life changed in March 2020. At the time, Chicken Fire was still a food trailer, and I was operating a food trailer. And the place that we were stationed at, was a bar. And so, part of our deal and contract or whatever was that I would be able to get 2 free beers at the end of every shift. And so that's how I sustained myself. Everybody else eat, everybody else be fine and be okay. And I'll eat these fries because we had fries, in abundance. It was still very cheap for potatoes and things like that back then to get the fries. I'll eat these fries at the end of the day and I'll drink my 2 beers, right? There's a bunch of carbs in beer, and I was like, I'm fine, and I'm sustaining. That was foolish. That was foolish. Well-intended, but foolish, because it crippled me physically. And of course it wasn't immediate. The effect was really seen as the years progressed because I didn't fix the bad habit that I created. 2020, 2021, 2022, well into 2023 here. Right? And no, it wasn't continuously eating fries and beer every day, but do you think I immediately switched to the chicken breast? The skinless chicken breast? Do you think I switched to the broccoli and the asparagus off the fries and beer? No, of course not. Of course not. I just segued into other things that weren't great, right? Also, even the times in which I was eating, right? Putting a bunch of this stuff, loading on at the end of the day, and then shortly after going to sleep and stuff. Was that the best way to do that? No. That wasn't what was best for my body. That was not what was best for my body. But I lost focus on me. I wasn't focusing on me at all. And so what happened to me was what life decided. And at that time was to go on an off-course pathway. And I gained 80 pounds of fat as a result. That's tough. You know, and I could look at that. You can look at that in a multitude of ways. I could look at that in the non-accountable ways and say, well, it wasn't fair. COVID was hard and there was no blueprint and nobody knew how to make it work and money was tight and things are hard and I had a team to feed and kids to feed and all these things going on and there was all this stuff going on and it still would do nothing. The only choice for any type of progress is the accountable pathway where I look at that and say, yes, COVID was hard. Yes, it happened, but I made bad choices. I made bad choices, well-intended, but they had negative effects for me personally. I wasn't focusing on me. I threw me to the wayside as an excuse, because I still could have taken care of me. I could have figured out a way, just like I figured out a way to survive the entire pandemic and keep everyone else out. I could have found a way for me too. It didn't have to be fries. It didn't have to be fries. It could have been cabbage or something. It could have been salads. There were so many other things that could have been done. I chose the fries because it was easy. Because it was easy and because I wasn't focused and I wasn't conscious. So I chose the fries. I chose the beers. I didn't need the beers. I could have had waters. I could have had sparkling waters. It would have give me the full feeling just as much without the calories. I could have chosen that. I did not because I was not focused. I was not conscious. I threw myself away. I was distracted. And that's why I'm on this, that's why I got to the starting point that I'm at now. That's how I hit the 0 point. Because I was too distracted. I wasn't focused. I certainly wasn't disciplined. And the only thing I was committed to was bad habits. But I choose to be accountable and realize that as much of a choice as that all was, is empowering because it is as much of a choice as this is now to create a new and better lifestyle, to do something that's different and better, to build a different and better pathway. Understanding that life is a series of choices and being accountable for those choices is the most powerful thing. Everything that I do, I choose to do. Everything I do, I choose to do. Nobody's forcing me to do anything. There's no gun to my head, knife in my back. I'm choosing each and every single thing that I do. And my ultimate success or failure is completely on me. And that's powerful. And that's what more people need to shift to, is view that as empowering rather than frightening. Most people view that as frightening. Oh my God, because there's going to be no one to point the fingers at, right? If my businesses fail, who am I going to point the finger at? Me! Because that's who its fault it is. If that happened, if they succeed, then I can also point the fingers at me. And that's the point. My health, right? If it improves, if it goes great, if things go well, I point the finger at me and say, you chose to make that happen and you did that. You did that. And if I didn't, and for the times that I didn't, I understand that that was me. It wasn't COVID. It wasn't socioeconomical circumstances. It wasn't family. It wasn't employees. It wasn't anybody else. It wasn't the government. It wasn't politics or society. It was me who made those choices. No one forced me to eat those fries. No one forced me to drink those beers. I did that. I did that. Every single thing was my choice. Every single thing in your life is your choice. And the more we realize that and become accountable for all those choices that we make, the better we will be. Instantly, the better we will be. because we understand that we can choose a better direction. I know I can choose a better direction. That's why I'm walking right now. That's why I'm on a 5-mile walk, because I said I can choose a better way to do things. Yeah, there's no problem if I did drive. Absolutely no problem if I did drive, but there was a choice that I could make was better. I can analyze my situation. I had the time. I had the ability. I had the capability, so I'm going to do this. That's better for me. Why not just choose to make the better choice? There's so much power in embracing that one trait. There's so much power in embracing accountability and everything that comes with it. Understanding that regardless of the effect, regardless of any effect, you are always the cause. You are always the cause. And it's from there, what will you do with it? From there, it is what will you do with it? For me, I'm going to continue to be the cause of great effects from here on out in my life. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be the cause for amazing effects. And I'm going to own any bad effects that happen and try to continuously get better from there. Because bad effects, I will still cause bad things to happen. I will still be the cause of bad choices that I make. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But I can choose to strive for excellence. I can choose to strive to be the better version of myself, to reach the best version of myself. I can choose to stay on that pathway. Because I'm accountable. Because I believe in full accountability, and because that's what I practice. And it's what I'm preaching now too. Kwame B on ZtoZ.